guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm talking about the new Ridley Scott movie that's, had a little bit of controversy around it, All the Money in the World. Like I said, this movie has been swarmed with controversy because Kevin Spacey was originally cast and filmed all of his, pretty much what it seems like, all of his scenes in this movie to play basically the main character of the film. And, everything came out about what he did and all the stuff that was happening in Hollywood, and, they had to cut him out, but I guess they were committed to this movie. And I'm glad they ended up continuing and recasting him, because I don't know what Kevin Spacey's original take was on Paul Getty in this movie, but I think that Christopher Plummer did a good job filling in, and there's only maybe like one or two scenes where it was kind of obvious that there was reshoots and it was completely redone, especially one towards the beginning of the film, but I thought he did a good job. That was a really good performance, especially given that I'm pretty sure, he got cast and had to film pretty much immediately, and he did a good job filling in. I was honestly really worried about this movie because I was pretty interested to see it. I'm a big fan of Ridley Scott. I love Alien. I like Gladiator. I like a lot of his movies. I know he's had some bad ones, but I was excited for this one. It seemed really interesting, and when everything came out, I was like, I thought this movie was dead in the water, and then they pulled it out somehow. So basically the movie is a historical drama that is about the kidnapping of Paul Getty's grandson in the 1970s, and he's being held ransom, and it's them trying to get back the grandson without giving away ransom. A lot of family drama, a lot of really good cinematography in this movie because it takes place over many different locations. You have Rome, England, some scenes in the Middle East, and I thought they all looked really pretty. And like Ridley Scott's known for that. He has really good cinematography, but sometimes his movies, it gets so bogged down and they can be really boring. I mean, you have Exodus, and in my opinion, I like Prometheus, but it is a little boring. I thought the last Alien Covenant wasn't amazing. So I'm really excited to see it kind of return to form with it. Like I said with the performances, I think that Christopher Plummer was really good in having such a short time to turn over and do this role. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's one of the best performances of the year, but it is really good given the circumstances. The other characters in the movie, I thought Mark Wahlberg's character was kind of another Mark Wahlberg performance. Not that he's a bad actor, it just felt like that's Mark Wahlberg on the screen again, playing a character that kind of fits in his wheelhouse. There was one scene where he has an interaction with Paul Getty, and I thought that was a really good scene. I thought that showed a little more oomph to his character. But other than that, I think it was kind of just, it was decent. It was what I expected from Mark Wahlberg. My favorite performance in the movie actually is probably by a character that I didn't even realize was in the movie because I know nothing about this story. I had only seen the trailers. But there's an actor, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce his name. It's Roman Duris. He plays one of the kidnappers, the actually main kidnapper. And I thought he did a really good job of showing this character that kind of has almost a little bit of an arc to him. And I thought that interaction between him and the kidnapped grandson and that whole story, that whole part of the movie was the most interesting part to me. I thought the family drama was interesting and good, but that whole section of the movie was my favorite part of the film. Michelle Williams was very good in the movie. I thought she played the character very well. She kind of nailed that kind of black sheep member of the family that didn't want anything to do with this fame and this fortune. She just kind of wanted her family, and that's all she cared about. And seeing her character up against Paul Getty, who literally only cared about money. I mean, you could tell at some points in the film he did care about his grandchildren and his family, but he was all about the money, and she was all about the family. And seeing them bridge that gap throughout the film was really well done. I have to say, the movie is really long. It's over 2 hours long, and it does feel at times that it's a significantly long movie. I wouldn't say that it's super boring, but there is a lot of that kind of like, we're almost getting there, and then we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back with some certain things in the film. But I did really like it. I did think that it was a well-made film. I think it was a good film for Ridley Scott. I think it was amazing that it even ended up being put out there with what happened, and I think that is an accomplishment in and of itself. So if I were to rate this film, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's really good. I think that maybe the original product could have been a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think that maybe it took too much away from it, but given what had happened and what was going on with the production of this film, I think it's a great accomplishment. I think it's a really good movie, and I'm glad that they ended up recasting and getting it out there because it would have been a waste if this movie didn't get made. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Did you see All the Money in the World? What did you feel about it? Did you notice any issues with the production? I think they covered it up pretty well. So yeah, leave your comments below, and see you next time.